Well, you are. Hello. It is Tees. Good day. Good afternoon. Good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. Hopefully, the background noise isn't kicking too much. I feel like I hear everything. I don't know if my senses are on 1,000, but I'm hearing and seeing everything. And then also, and again, I would like to spit this out in one breath. But when it comes to what's happening in the world right now, at a time such as this, and with basically with everything crumbling down, there's so many people saying stuff like, "Oh, this is cruel. This is inhumane. Why is the government? Why ain't the president? Or why ain't FEMA? Why ain't nobody doing anything? Don't they see that people are in trouble? Why would you cut Medicare? Or why would you starve us? Why would you poison us? Basically, why are you murdering me?" As the quote unquote humans. And what I would like to say is, you're the quote unquote humans are in the predicament that they are now by design, basically. So the goal is to get rid of the damn humans, which is why everyone's going down a slippery slope. And at this point, you should be destroying yourself. If not destroying yourself, then destroying your neighbors. And if not, just do, you know what I'm saying? The youth is in trouble. The men and women are in trouble. Nobody's thinking. Nobody's working. You're waiting on somebody to save you. Meanwhile, you're being replaced via AI and mutants and androids. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? We're off to the next best thing, if you will. Humans are out of here, okay? With them, without your help, with them, without your acknowledgement. The humans are no longer on the menu. And if you do not believe me, look around. I'm sure you need help right now, but who the hell is helping you? Who the hell can you call besides yourself? Like I'm saying, if you're on your own, that means you've been left for dead. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So I don't understand why people won't ask. And there's so many brilliant people that are online. Ain't that considered murder? Ain't that considered treason? Ain't that? Now, if you do it, it's a crime. If it's happening from the top, or if it's happening from who's ever pulling the strings around here, or who's calling the shots, no, it's not illegal. It's illegal for you. You see what I'm saying? When you were a slave, the rules apply to you. I already told you this is going to be a shift as far as who's going to be the new slaves, who are the new rulers, if you will. You see what I'm saying? So that means things are going to be shifting around. And again, if you do survive, you might be lucky enough to become a slave. But right now, this is called population control. The ones pulling the string, they call it population control. And that means, that's a polite way of saying murder. Okay? So when your food is being poisoned, when they're poisoning your water, turning off your water, or leaving you for dead in the middle of the storm, that's by design. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. Because that's, it's a polite way of saying, I'm getting rid of you, without just flat out saying it, you know. But I'm gonna say it to you. That's why I say sit down so we can have this talk again. I've said this a million times, and again, nobody's getting it until it's happening to them. Now it's time for you to get flooded out into a corner and left for dead. I guess that's when you'll understand what time it is. But right now, humans are flying out the window, without your help and without your knowledge. The humans, most of y'all gotta go. And if you haven't noticed, again, if you don't believe me, look around. Who's salvaging you? Do you see? All right, my ride was about to come, the helicopter ride, but yeah, do you see basically anyone out there with a lifesaver out? Hey, does anyone need help? Now again, I'm not saying that no one's actually helping you or there's no one you can count on. Those are called the boots on the ground. But as far as for food stamps, you know what I mean, the stuff the real food, clothes, water, and shelter that you need to stay alive, all of that has been tampered with. So that means if you do have that stuff now, God bless you, and do your best to keep it. But if you don't have it and call yourself needing it later on down the line, that's what's going to be used as, okay, well, if you need it from me, you're going to have to be their slaves. Because like I say, Bill Gates of hell, Elon Musk, and all those other slimy billionaires, they have all that. They have all these supplies that you're looking for, but it's going to be in their way, their highway, if you will. Like literally, that's why they say with the smart cities, that those are for the new mutants. You got to be a certain type of mutant to stay in these smart cities, or you have to be a certain type of mutant to stay in these tiny homes. You have to conform. How bad do you need the help? Because like I say, this old stuff is getting thrown out the window. That's why everything is crumbling. So that means you stand back and work on your own 2 feet, or you get real desperate and you eat the food that Bill Gates of hell has for you, and you sleep in the tiny home that Elon Musk has. You see what I'm saying? Because like I say, they have what you're looking for. You just got to do it at their beat, because you will be their slaves. Another thing that someone mentioned, and they referenced this was I've heard this twice from two different content creators, and they'll say like, he's using the same floor plan as Hitler. That's Hitler. Like he's doing the same thing that Hitler said. Basically, they're saying that what Trump is doing right now are the same footsteps or the same two-step that Hitler has done. And I'm thinking what they're doing is he's trying to have it more advanced to where he can fully finish the mission without it being interrupted, if you will, or anybody can stop him. I guess they're saying that's why he has all of the branches of government. He's kicking the federal judges in the head, telling them they can't stop him. And, basically if he's taking over. And I'm thinking, if he didn't have the gumption, the will, and the ability to do it, he wouldn't have done it. You see, so I'm saying everything's working out as planned. Now, it sounds abnormal to you because you're a part of the flock, and like I say, you might be one of the many mutants that are humans that have to go any damn way. So it's like, that's probably why it's hitting some people. Like, they just can't believe their eyes, and you should probably believe it, because out with the old, in with the new. Basically, get rid of these humans that don't even know who, what, where, when, and why they are any damn way. Because if you look at it, just look at the people of today. First of all, they're not alert. And let's just say the people of today, the one that you can actually identify. If you know who, what, where, when, and where that is, and if that's a real quote-unquote human, just look at them. They don't know where they're at. Can't do nothing without their cell phone. And I'm not saying that it's impossible to be that way, because in these times, they do have you in a certain bubble to where, you only got so many options. But this is still a problem. You still don't know where the F you are. Can't do anything without your device. Need a job. Short on funds. And all of this stuff is being controlled by some other strings that's basically saying, oh, well, we're going to make that impossible for you. Oh, you need food, clothes, water, and shelter? Not only are we going to raise the price, we're going to make it harder to come by. And if you do have it, we're going to poison it. That's called population control, i.e. murder. It is murder, but for them, it's not going to be called murder. It's called population control. For you, it's called murder. Somebody even said, so if I do that, if I take my grandmother off Medicaid, or if I don't give her medicine, it'll be murder if I do it, and quote unquote policy when you do. Yes, that's how that works, honey. Now we're learning something. Because again, we both can do two things. If I'm pulling the strings, if I do it, that's just called me doing, maybe I'll call it population control. If I pull out the guillotine, I'm going to call that population control. You pull out the guillotine, that's against the law. You might get the share for that. Okay? When you're on the ground, and someone else brought up a really good point too. If you're on the ground, working, paying bills, and paying taxes, you are a slave. I don't care if you're getting paid $1 billion an hour. You're working, paying bills, and paying taxes. You are a slave. Okay? Because those taxes, that inflation is going to somebody that's sucking everybody dry. Like who? That's what I'm saying. I want to be like the bills. Everything's on fire, but the bills just keep on coming. You see what I'm saying? Who's ever keeping the road to run on those bills? Those who the rules don't apply with. They don't apply for that. Like I say, who's ever telling you what's east and what's west? The rules don't apply to them. It only applies to you all on the ground that follows the rules. And if they say to destroy yourself, you're already destroyed. That's what I'm saying. So look at the people of today. It's like, ew. I don't see a bright future for the humans of today. So that's why I'm saying to you, you might want to wake up and smell the roses, because we're at the point now where people are being nipped in the bud, like literally mid-sentence. They think you think you got tomorrow and today to dick around, but it's like, ooh, just like how stuff is, these flash floods or these random fires, you think shit is sweet, and then boom. No, it ain't sweet. And then your ass is left in that same pickle that you've been in when you heard the boom. Because again, I want to say North Carolina's still toe up by design. Whether that was a real or a fake storm, they still got sticks and stones on top of their head by design. You just might stay that way, even with Texas. I don't know. I didn't see anything as far as cleanup or as far as not cleanup, but I think they're going to stay that way too for a long time. And anyone else who want to get natural disastered. Yeah, so that's what I want to say. I think maybe we just need to sit down and smell the roses on that, to think that you're not a priority. You're not on the menu. Not to be rude, but that is to give you the heads up on what is going on with humanity right now. Humanity is not on the menu. When they say population control, that means get rid of most of the human, if not all of the humans. Because either A, you're in the way, B, you're no longer needed, or C, you're a liability. And then not only that, what the hell do you think AI is here for? If the AI is doing backflips and they're making food and they're cleaning up and they're basically doing what you're doing, and they can even go as far as looking like you, you're not going to put two and two together as to where that's going to leave you. as a quote unquote needy ass human that needs every damn thing, and then on top of that have the nerve to be disposable. You're disposable in more than one way. So yeah, the short and sweet of it is humans are very disposable in more than one way. You're disposable on the job, and you're disposable as far as in the physical, like as far as your whole body. So very disposable. It doesn't take much for a human to be no more. You eat, say, do, or drink the wrong thing, and you are no longer with us. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say in this speech. And if I call myself wiping out whole entire nations or whole sections of people, oh, well, just turn off the internet. That go one quarter right there. One quarter of people will take themselves out just because there's no internet. Another quarter will take themselves out, oh, because the grocery stores shut down. Another quarter will take themselves out because the lights went out. And then another quarter will take themselves out because they lost their job. You see what I'm saying? You just lose some, oh, I lost my job or I lost my family, whatever it is, and now I'm lashing out on you. So like I said, it'll be all too easy to get rid of these everyday humans, if you will. So that's what I'm saying, way too damn exposable for one. So I can say, well, as far as the creatures here on Earth or in this universe, I feel like the humans are always going to be the first to go, because it's just way too disposable. Humans is like you'll go faster than anybody. Like I say, if you're not a roach, a tree, a building, if you're not certain things that knows that actually have real resilience. And a lot of people, wow, I'm a fighter, I'm a trooper. Well, you might kick and scratch, you might know how to survive, but you will be the handful out of the masses. So as far as collectively a human, it's like they don't I don't think there's a true connection here on this planet to where they can sustain without the quote unquote system or without some type of overseer. And like I said, that's gonna be a major problem for humanity, and that's why we are in trouble right now. Because you need something so bad to where you didn't even see this one coming with the whole AI, and you thinking like, oh my gosh, oh, it's gonna be a banger, oh my god, or the world is ending. No, you waiting for it to loud crash, but you don't realize, oh, your world has been over a long time ago. It really was. And like I said, this isn't to give bad news or to be doom and gloom. This is to sit down with you to give you the nasty naked truth as to what is really going on. And basically a long time ago we were set up, and then right now I think we're noticing those walls closing in to where they're telling you, oh no, yeah, we're going to Disneyland, come on guys, come on, and don't realize we're going right to the damn slaughter. So I'm thinking that's what's happening right now. And as you're looking around, you're like, oh, now everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is inhumane. Oh my gosh, Hitler. Oh my gosh, we're in the ovens. Oh my god. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm thinking, and this is just my observation from the background and the outside looking in, I would say if you're lucky, or if you survive, perhaps you'll be lucky enough to be a slave, working for free too, mind you. Because I'm thinking that's a problem too. A lot of people want to work for money. They're thinking like, hello, didn't I tell you money's flying out the window? And again, if you need whatever you thought you had in the old world, you can have it here for free, pretty much. You want to work, you can work for free. If you want to stay here, you can probably stay for free, but that's probably where the free labor is going to come in at. And that's probably why you're going to be stuck in the tiny homes in the smart cities, because you're under, you're under their thumb. These are my prisoners. And they say some people might get loaded up and sent elsewhere. I'm not saying, it just depends on what's your role. Are you really going to let a bunch of people come through and snatch you and send you to Lord knows what? Are you going to be crying like everybody else on the news? Or are you going to do something about it? Because I can promise you, this isn't, for some people, this ain't their first rodeo as far as getting kidnapped and boated and shipped and trafficked somewhere else. Human trafficking never went anywhere. So it's like, hello, just do the math. We have to wake up from this sick delusion to understand where we are. I'm thinking we've been so delusional, we just cannot fathom. Eyes and ears cannot fathom what we just seen and heard. But yeah, just for whoever needed to hear that, if you're wondering why all this craziness is happening and no one's helping, not even Pink Jesus, is because you're right where you're supposed to be. In the slaughter. Like I said, there's no point in setting you up. They set you up for failure. Notice a lot of people are failing these days. Even your hardest workers, you're famous, all that. Coming crashing down. Okay? Coming crashing down. That's just for this system. Now you can still have this, but you got to do this on your own accord. Can't sit back waiting for them to supply food, clothes, water, and shelter. If they tell you, it's shut down or it's poisoned, then what? You have to find the alternative. You want to live, you got to keep living. You have to keep living to make that happen as far as putting in the work. Okay, I'm going to find the alternative housing, alternative food, alternative find your water source that's not tampered with. A lot of these water sources have been tampered with. And then, to get to a clean, stable, secluded, secure place. And I know it might sound like that sounds easier said than done. Like, but you might want to get to work. You want to do it now to where it sounds easier said than done, or do you want to do it spur of the moment because you got blown out of the house that you're in right now, and then now you got to figure out what to do, like literally with a chicken with your head cut off. 10 seconds to get out of this burning building. Or do you want to make a plan now and avoid the chaos before it reaches you? Okay. But anyway, be well and be safe.